Stablecoin Act is getting ready to be approved. It is just one step away. Today, we're going to break it down for you. My name is Paul Barron. Welcome back into Tech Path. Let's get started. I do want to thank our sponsor today. That is Coinbase. This is a great place for you guys to start your crypto journey. You can earn up to 4.5% APY on your USDC. That's your stablecoin, so it's like $1. All you have to do is click the link down below. You're going to get up to $200 in crypto. You can get in there and trade all sorts of Coinbase tokens, and of course, it is the place to get your journey started. All right, I'm going to go to a clip real quick, and this clip is a little bit long, but it's framed up in the Senate Banking Committee, and this is a process that this particular committee goes through to be able to put this bill on the floor. This is the Genius Act. There's been two Stablecoin Acts. This is the one that's most likely going to get approved. And Elizabeth Warren takes a tactic that has been used for a long time in Capitol Hill, but it is usually throwing and we saw this a lot last fall when we were seeing some of the bills that we're trying to go through with Patrick McHenry. But they usually throw so many things at the committee, trying to basically get them off guard, maybe change their opinion, and it never works, or at least not for Elizabeth Warren. Let me go to this clip and you guys take a look.
This bill will supercharge the financing of terrorism. Iran, North Korea, and Russia, international gangs, fentanyl, child pornography. Stablecoins, the new kingpin of illicit crypto activity. The kingpin of illicit crypto activity. Buy nuclear materials using dollar-backed stablecoins instead of dollars. We need to fix that. We need to fix that. We need to fix that. And we really need to fix that.
I urge my colleagues to vote no. We will now call up Warren Amendment 74. I now recognize Senator Warren.
So this is Amendment 74?
Yes, ma'am.
I've got Amendment 76. Forgive me here. Yes, I think this is Amendment 76. I apologize, Mr. Chairman. 60% child pornographers and drug traffickers for Iran and North Korea are coming through stablecoin. I want to drill down on one particular threat. Here we go. Terrorists, drug traffickers, money launderers, people trying to evade sanctions. They account for more than 60% of all illicit activity. Sanctions evasion, drug traffickers moving fentanyl into our streets.
We're going to go to Amendment number 11.
So, wait a minute. If we're going to have discussion, can we have discussion on both sides here?
You can have 2 minutes. Certainly.
Okay. Terrorists, fentanyl traffickers, Iran, North Korea, Russia, child pornographers, cartels, terrorist organizations, and sanctions evaders. Funding weapons programs to North Korea, child pornography. Terrorists, cyber criminals, and child abusers from
Senator
issuing...
Warren, I actually called on
Senator
Warren.
I'm so sorry. I thought you called on me.
Child trafficking and sex trafficking and drug trafficking and fentanyl trafficking.
I strongly recommend that this committee vote against it. I should say vote in favor of the amendment. Which would vote against it? I didn't say it right.
I urge my colleagues to oppose this amendment.
Sam Bankman-Fried could buy a stablecoin company from prison, and regulators would have no legal grounds to stop him under this bill.
Machiavelli is not going to get raised from the dead to issue stablecoins so we can destroy our planet with drugs. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Let me just have the last word on this, and we're going to move on. Current system in 2018 missed 99.9% of money laundering. This is a leap into a different world and a better world.
And, you know, it's getting old because this has been going on forever. This was back in 23. It's showing up on a bipartisan format. Now Warren is actually the one that is playing defense, and her throwing this many amendments at this bill and not winning is a good example of really the shift in this. And of course, this whole concept of that, you know, crypto in general is bad for all these bad and illicit activities is absolutely not true. The dollar is the kingpin of all of the bad activities and always has been. This is a better way to track a lot of these kind of things. And of course, the blockchain is open out there. Now, she got pretty frustrated here within this. So she gaslights the committee after everybody was walking out. Take a look.
Innovative blockchain companies that want regulatory certainty and a vibrant and innovative marketplace deserve better than we're giving them in this bill. Many of us are prepared to support a sensible stablecoin bill. There is a bill to be done. This is not a case of No, what we're all trying to do is figure out how to blow the thing up. There are people who want to support this. Nobody's looking to shut this down. No one's looking to stop innovation. Most of the Republicans have left. This feels like a show trial here.
This is the anti-crypto queen. She has been out there trying to orchestrate an army that has been in all sorts of places on these committee hearings trying to attack crypto in whatever way that possible. This, of course, was the barrage. She got very frustrated there going forward. Now, you have to remember who Elizabeth is essentially supported by. This next clip will start to reveal a little bit more about Warren and her supporters. Take a look.
I've got an amendment here that's raised by the community bankers. Senator Cortez Masto has one from the American Bankers Association.
Mr. Chairman, out of all due respect to you, this is not regular order.
No.
My amendment is really a concern that the American Bankers Association just gave to us. But it looks like to me, you get what you get. Tether gets to decide what's in this regulation and what isn't. We're not going to have it. I would hope that you would remain open. Would you be willing to do that?
Our staff have been working night and day on this. The discussion draft has been out since last October, and I'm more than willing to work with my colleagues on that market structure piece, but that should come next in order.
The alternative is letting banks dominate the stablecoin space, stifling innovation and allowing no competition in this innovative market. This harms consumers.
All right, so as you can see, this is directed by the American Bankers Association. And if you look at the ABA's website, listen, it is all of the majors out there. Wells Fargo, Zions, you name it, every bank you can imagine has been in there. And what Tim Scott was talking about there is exactly right. The banks are in a position right now where they feel like they are behind the eight ball. They're not necessarily competing with the new fintech crowd that's coming, and that includes, obviously, places like Ripple with RLUSD, and then, of course, Circle with USDC, and, of course, even Tether if they do come compliant in the United States. So, yeah, it's going to be a very heated field and competitive, and I think that's going to be good for American investors going forward. Here is a good example of what they were talking about. This is one of the other things that, if you guys remember, that this particular group of people have been after this for quite some time. We're opposing the proposed bill to cap credit card interest rates at 10%. This was being opposed by this group. So this just shows you how far they are supporting the bank side of things. And that's a big problem, you know, obviously within innovation. We see it all the time in DC. This is normal. Now, Cynthia Lummis goes in and says, listen, we know there are some stablecoin companies out there, let's just say it, Tether, that maybe not are compliant yet, and they're going to hold their feet to the fire, or at least so it appears. Take a look at this clip.
I want to add one more thing. This bill is probably too restrictive to encourage stablecoin issuer Tether to onshore its business. This is a very restrictive bill when it comes to their business model. I urge my colleagues not to be looking over their shoulder at someone at a specific company.
All right, so if Tether doesn't make its way onto the U.S. to onshore, this will be a very intriguing thing. And I think maybe, I'm kind of curious, I wonder if you guys think that Tether will go for it, or will they try to stay in a position where they will continue to serve the rest of the world while something like a USDC, Circle, or even XRP and Ripple with RLUSD take over here. But let's not forget, you got PayPal, who has a stablecoin. Most likely you're going to see a lot of other banks starting to roll out with stablecoins. It's going to become a very competitive market going forward. Now, the Dems are now starting to break away from this pack. Now, this is going to be important, very important, especially to support this bill. So take a look at this.
But there have been a lot of mischaracterizations today. We put criminal penalties in place, done a lot on foreign issuers. There's 30-odd changes that were made in the manager's amendment, and many of us were involved in that. And I'm going to be supporting the legislation. And I tell you, this one is easy compared to market structure. This was a bill that was, for the most part, drafted with out a lot of our input. On the next issue, I think we can start by sending a strong bipartisan aye vote out of this committee.
Saying, my God, we have the ability to have and own this technology that fortifies the U.S. dollar. That would lead to more national security. Nobody is interested in the Chinese currency as a stable coin, so they've tried to make it a BRICS stable coin, but you can't take 4 pieces of crap and make chocolate.
Listen, the point is that we've got right now that the Genius Act is going to be out of committee with 5 Dems voting in favor. This is a big list, guys. This is a big list because it starts to cross party lines. We get into a bipartisan opportunity here, which means we could have a Stablecoin Act very, very soon. So one note on this bill, if you'll notice, the Genius Act regulates payment stablecoins, not yield-bearing products. And again, that's what they were talking about in getting into market structure framework down the road, which is essentially the FIT Act. So there's still a lot of work to be done. The good thing is that President Trump has put a mandate out to the Senate and the House to get this done in very short order. So it's likely that we're going to have something by summer. I'm looking very, very forward to what could be next. Now, where this could help Ripple and RLUSD is if you look here on this came from a tweet here on the stablecoin bill, but there was a couple of points within this I want to highlight. One is right here. It says a payment stable coin not authorized under the Act cannot be used for interbank settlement. So that's going to be beneficial to RLUSD and XRP. And then the issuer of an unauthorized stablecoin can also get in a lot of trouble, penalties, jail, and a big fine. So this could be very good for RLUSD going forward. I want to go to another clip. This clip will get into Tim Scott talking about boosting U.S. stablecoins and how this may affect the market. Take a look.
This one was significant because it was historic in the nature of bringing innovation back to America because we're not over-regulating it. That's great news. Stablecoin legislation heading to the floor of the Senate. Thanks to Senator Haggerty and Lummis and also Brooks for teaming together to get this historic day in the books.
I anticipate USDC is probably going to get a very big slice of the pie, but within that, you can, once you get out of that list, RLUSD, PayPal, all of those potentially now coming in and becoming, I think, way up the chart in terms of not only use case, but also the functionality of stablecoins as a whole. If you guys are not in the Diamond Circle, get in right now. And of course, if you're not in our Telegram group, that's the cool place. That's where I actually go in and communicate with you guys. There's a link down below. Only use that one. Also, we only have one Telegram group. We don't have other side Telegram groups doing investment things. Those are fake. So don't follow those. Use the link down below. And of course, follow me out there on X @PaulBaron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.